Asteroids have fascinated humans for thousands of years. From ancient civilizations to modern astronomers, we've always been intrigued by these rocky bodies hurtling through space. But it wasn't until 1980 that an asteroid was discovered that changed our planet forever. This is the story of the asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs. It all began in 1980 when scientists in Mexico discovered a strange layer of rock that contained a high concentration of iridium. Iridium is a metal that is rare on Earth, but abundant in space. The scientists hypothesized that the iridium had come from an asteroid that had crashed into the planet. At first they thought that the asteroid was just a few miles wide, but as they gathered more data, they realized that it was much larger, over 6 miles wide. And it hadn't just crashed into Earth, it had completely obliterated it. The impact had happened so long ago that the only evidence left was a thin layer of rock and the high levels of iridium. The scientists named the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs after the town of Chicxulub, which is located near the impact site. The asteroid had struck the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, and it had caused such devastation that it wiped out not just the dinosaurs, but 75% of all species on the planet. But why did the asteroid kill off all the dinosaurs? It all came down to timing. You see, the asteroid had struck at a time when the dinosaurs were already under a lot of stress. For millions of years, the climate had been changing, and the dinosaurs were struggling to adapt. Then the asteroid hit, and it triggered a chain reaction that led to their extinction. The impact of the asteroid threw huge amounts of dust into the atmosphere. This blocked out the sun and caused temperatures around the world to plummet. Within days, it was so cold that even the ocean water froze. Plants died, and the entire food chain collapsed. Birds flew away from the devastation, and insects burrowed into the ground. Many animals survived the impact, but they didn't survive the aftermath. To make matters worse, the asteroid also caused massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The Earth shook and rumbled as the planet tried to shake off the impact. Some creatures were crushed by falling rocks, while others were boiled alive by volcanic ash. It was a nightmare scenario that played out over millions of years. The asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs is still one of the most debated topics in scientific history. Some scientists argue that there were other factors that contributed to their extinction, such as disease or a lack of food. But most agree that the asteroid was the main culprit. In fact, the impact of the asteroid can be felt even today. After the asteroid hit, it took Earth millions of years to recover. Mammals took over the planet, and eventually humans evolved. We built cities and developed technology. We even went to the moon. All of this would have been impossible if the asteroid hadn't struck. So what would have happened if the asteroid hadn't killed the dinosaurs? Would we still exist? Probably not. The dinosaurs were already on the brink of extinction. Without the asteroid, something else would have wiped them out. Maybe a volcano or a disease. It's hard to say. But one thing is for sure, we wouldn't be here today. The asteroid that killed the dinosaurs is a reminder of how fragile our planet is. It's also a reminder of how resilient life is. After the asteroid hit, it took millions of years for life to return to normal. But eventually it did. New species evolved, and Earth became a thriving planet once again. It's also a reminder of how lucky we are. If the asteroid had hit just a few minutes later, or earlier, it could have hit a different part of the planet. It could have wiped out the mammals instead of the dinosaurs. It could have changed the course of evolution and led to a very different world. So let's take a moment to appreciate the asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs. It may have wiped out a species that we've never seen before, but it also gave rise to our own. It may have caused mass extinction, but it also led to new life. It may have been a disaster in the short term, but in the long term, it was a blessing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Until next time, goodbye.